What's up YouTube, it's your boy Infinite Gains, and we're back with the GME and AMC update video. We're also going to be going over costs. So something extremely interesting that I noticed with AMC, a lot of people brought to my attention in the Discord about this stock NUKK. Now, this stock bottomed at $1.31 and yesterday began its run to $66. So it went from $1 to $66. And so for all those people who call AMC dog shit or AMC will never go to $50, wherever the fuck, like, it's possible. And I know it sounds crazy, but it is possible. And I do want to show you something, is that there is actually an extreme similarity between this stock and AMC. And I want to show you the setup here, is that this stock, as you can see, it had a huge macro downtrend dump. It had this pump starting in kind of September, and it chopped around and it tried to battle its point of control. And as you can see, when it battled that point of control, it had a bunch of large spikes. It was chopping around in this kind of channel, and then it finally had tried to break its point of control for the last time, got pushed back to its value area low. Now this is super important, because you have this initial pump beyond your point of control. You chop, you get a final rejection at your point of control. You get slammed down to your value area low. Now the value area low for NUKK was at $1.30, right? And so what happened? After value area low, you got a decent bounce. Then you consolidated, you created a base, almost retested that value area low at $1.30, and then literally just freaking rocketed. And so this took quite a long time for it to actually happen. So essentially, this stock got rejected initially from its point of control, came down, got rejected twice by its value area high, had a macro downtrend all the way until it hits its value area low, where it creates a base, and then just freaking rockets. I mean, that is an incredible move from $1.30 to over $60. I mean, that is actually insane. But I want to show you the just kind of striking similarity to AMC. If we take this fractal here from this stock, and obviously you don't want to copy bar for bar here, but we overlay it on AMC here, I mean, it's kind of the same setup. It's literally the same setup, except you have this kind of volatility spike due to the GameStop run in May. If we kind of just take this insane spike out of the equation, literally you have this macro bottom, you come up above your point of control, and we just literally chop around right at that point of control. You come and you hit your value area low, right? You hit your value area low, you come up one last rejection from that point of control sitting at 475. You come up from one last rejection at that point of control, slam back down to hit your value area low. And this has been a long time coming. I mean, genuinely, look at this chart. It has taken 3 years for this macro downtrend to actually occur, all the way down to your value area low. I mean, this has taken such a long time. And I actually want to show you this as well. This is incredible. Is that if we go to our weekly chart, if we delete this real quick, it literally has the same setup. It literally has the same setup. You get your rejection from point of control, you slip down, get a rejection from value area high, all the way down to your value area low. If we go to AMC, you literally get a rejection here twice, 3 times, actually like more like 5 times from your point of control. You get a rejection from your value area high at around 45.50. you get slammed down all the way down to your value area low at 236. And then if we go back to that daily chart, it's literally the same setup. I mean, like no joke. It's the same setup. It's the same setup. You go chop around at your point of control, and then you make a double bottom at your value area low. I mean, it's like, it is the genuinely same setup. Like, it's the same shit. It's the same, I don't want to say the same algo or whatever, but I mean, it's literally the same setup. It's the same shit. You get pushed down all the way to your value area low. You chop around at your point of control, have one final rejection, slam down, double bottom. You create a base by double bottoming, and then you literally had a run from $1.30 to $60. I mean, it's actually insane. It's actually insane. I mean, it's incredible. Something else to be even said about it. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and we had very, striking similarities here. And then, we also have this weekly chart pulled up. Now, as you can see, literally the same thing as AMC. You get rejected from your point of control, come up, get rejected from your value area high, hit your value area bottom, value area low, and then you have your run up. And you actually end up breaking your value area high by quite a bit. And so kind of the AMC equivalent, if we go to our weekly, would be something like this. I mean, we literally saw the exact same setup. No joke. No joke, we saw the exact same setup here. And that's why, it's kind of like, it's kind of funny, it's like kind of all these shit stocks have this kind of same setup here where you get a rejection from that value area high, come all the way down to your value area low, bounce, chop around your point of control, double bottom. And so, I mean, the similarities is kind of striking here. Kind of, if you were gonna have the same run as this Nucleus stock, it would bring you past your value area high of $44. So for me, a target of $44 would be minimum, and then you could target this point of control range here at $75 to $80. And we're talking about MOAS here. This NUKK stock is some random ass stock. Like, we're talking about AMC. I mean, this is a completely different level when we're talking about from a $4 base. And, that's why I'm kind of tired about the FUD on AMC when, I mean, this thing has incredible potential. And I know it looks like shit. This stock looks like shit. I mean, this was literally at what, $1? $1.30. AMC will look like shit until it isn't. And trust me, this run can be insane. Like, this run can be incredible, and it literally has the same exact setup. It's actually kind of freaky. It's kind of weird. So we have hit our daily value area low at 396. So we need 396 to hold, and it's perfectly fine if we build some kind of base here, right? If we build some kind of base here, right? Like, if we chop around and then gap up, and if we break 821, it's showtime. It's showtime. If we base here and you break that point of control at 478, we gap up and we're able to break 821, it's about to be Nucleus time. It's about to be weird. It's about to be freaky. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. Also on our daily chart, you can see our stochastic RSI has pretty much bottomed here and is trying to recover. You can also see that our MACD is bottoming, and it's, the histogram seems to be trying to curl back to the upside. So, this is pretty interesting. Let's go to our daily chart on this stock. Let's delete this. And then we can check out our MACD and kind of see what that setup was looking like. So this is kind of interesting. So it looks like our MACD was in the process of curling back to the upside on the daily chart, which is kind of what you're seeing. Kind of what you're seeing on AMC if you see some kind of curl like this. And I think this curl would be kind of like your base build here. So like you would kind of like curl back up like base build, and then possibly a gap up into the big move. Now, let's look at GameStop here. Kind of what I see GameStop is, you know, this is our 1 hour chart. It is definitely possible for us to come back and test that 27.33 range. Now, I would honestly prefer not, because we've tested it multiple times. I don't even want to come back to the level. For me, that 27.38 would probably be kind of line in the sand, as I kind of don't want to go below that level. If we go to the 15-minute chart, you can kind of see more clearly that something like this could happen, where you come down to your 15-minute value area low at around $28 and kind of have this kind of flagging pattern. It is a little bit messy, to be honest with you, but something like this could definitely occur with GME, and I'd still be perfectly fine with it, and it would make sense because, I mean, this is picture perfect price action like we talked about last time. Is that let's see here, you hit your value area low, you break your point of control, and now you're able to kind of sneak up above that value area high on the 4 hour, but you hit resistance at your fair value gap, right? And that's what we've been talking about, is that fair value gap at around that $32 level, is that you're able to sneak above. And this is why I keep saying that nothing will happen with GME until 34.10 is broken. Like 34.10 has to be broken, because what happens is GME just doesn't have the strength, because it's battling the 4 hour value area high at 30.70, and then it's like it's battling with it, and whenever it's able to kind of sneak above, boom, it hits that 4 hour fair value gap and gets slammed back down. And then here you can see a perfect retest of the value area high, slam back down. Price was able to kind of sneak up above that value area high, boom, hits that fair value gap again and gets slammed back down. And so this is perfectly fine, because it's consolidation, right? It is getting slammed back down, but that's what we want to see. We want to see multiple tests of the value area high and of that fair value gap, because the next time that we're able to push through, boom, we're finally able to push through, and this would allow us to test that major level on the daily chart of 34.10. Of 34.10. 34.10 has to be broken. So you want to see, this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly fine. Because you want to see us come back down, possibly to that $28 level, and finally push to test that 34.10 resistance on that daily chart. And once that breaks, you will unlock much higher price action. Much higher price action. And so kind of what I see with GameStop is it kind of consolidating, maybe coming back down to that $28 range. And then while that's happening with GameStop, is AMC starts building this base at the value area low, much like this Nucleus stock. I mean, it's genuinely the same setup. Like it's genuinely the same setup. And so that's what I kind of see happening, is AMC will build a base at this $3.96 to $4 level, while GameStop comes back to test $28, comes back up to test $32, which is our 4 hour, the beginning of our 4 hour fair value gap, which will allow us to come up and test that $34.10 on the daily chart. And so, to be honest with you, again, I tell you, don't play options. I tell you to dollar cost average. I tell you, do not over leverage yourself. These charts look good. I'm going to be honest with you. They look good. Can this be drawn out? Yes, it can. AMC could take several weeks to build a base. And that may take us into January. That may take us into late January. And kind of people are like, No, how could that happen? It doesn't look like it. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This stock has humbled all of us. I don't think any of us thought it would be taking this long to happen. So your best bet is to be open to the fact that it could take longer than you think. Do the stocks? I mean, does the setup look good right now? I mean, it looks good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like this thing looks like a volcano. Like it looks ready to blow because you don't really have much else to do because you're building a base here at your 4-hour value area high. So something like this, you kind of literally only have this left. Is to come back down, maybe test 28 to 27.30 level, come back up, retest this 4-hour fair value gap, and the next time we test it, we should be able to break it and come up to 34.10. Once 34.10 is broken, I mean, you're kind of flying. Your next kind of resistance level would be, maybe up here in the 40s to 50s, but this is your base. Like, this is your base. Like, once you break out of this, you're flying to the moon. Like, you're going to much higher levels. Like, this is your base building because you don't even have resistance. You don't even have resistance beyond 34.10. Like, your base building at your daily fair value gap, right? I mean, like, literally, you are base building inside of your daily fair value gap, and there is nothing else on the daily chart. Like, you only have 34.10 as resistance. Like, this is your base. And so the next move out of here should be extremely explosive, and this kind of, matches up with this kind of bottoming pattern that we're seeing on AMC. So this is getting extremely interesting, and I know it's been a long ride, and I know you guys are tired. I mean, I'm even tired, to be honest with you. But you got to kind of think is that if you have conviction and you have patience, the richest people are the people that never trade, is that they just enter a position and they just leave it. They did a study where it was something like, dead, people that had died and they can't even access the account, were better traders. I mean, just have conviction in the stock. I mean, this setup looks like it's ready to blow, and I know it gets frustrating, and I know you see other stocks and other plays, and you kind of want to FOMO in. But the fact of the matter is that literally nobody knows when AMC and GME are gonna go. Nobody, like nobody knows. Like, I don't care what kind of technical analysis you have. Like, I don't care what fractal. I don't care what harmonic or whatever the fuck, like channel or Wyckoff. Like, I know all that shit. Like, trust me. Like, I know all of it, and none of it will tell you when this will happen. Nobody knows. Everyone's been humbled. Everyone's tried to have a date. Everyone's tried to predict it. They've all been humbled. Nobody knows, and that's a fact. I mean, that's a fact. The only thing you can do is have conviction in the stock and kind of go day by day. I have conviction in AMC. I have conviction in GME. This setup looks to be, strikingly similar to this Nucleus stock, and it looks, like it's ready to blow. And, what I kind of see is some kind of base building here, possibly some kind of base building and a retest of maybe our point of control at around 476 and kind of base build here before kind of a gap up into this kind of explosive move. GME looks like it's base building. It looks, ready to blow. And that's kind of where we're at right now. If we come to costs, again, let me see here. Costs came up and tested this fair value gap as resistance. Let me delete that. And it's coming back down. I could see it coming back down to 719 before it push higher. But Cost's next resistance will be 950 and then around 1230. But for Cost to have an extremely explosive move, I'm talking like Moas numbers, it has to break its weekly point of control at 1888. So that's going to be Cost's next level. But I'm going to be honest with you, the stocks look good. We'll kind of see what happens in the next, we'll say month, and we'll go from there, because I mean, it honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, it looks ready. Like it looks ready. GME has built a base. You know, I see maybe coming down to a low at 28 to 20, 27.30 ish, and maybe give it some time for AMC to kind of build a base. But I mean, these things look ready to blow. I'm gonna be honest with you. They look good. They just look good right now. And I know there's kind of fear in the market with this FOMC bullshit. I know that, but I think it's kind of buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, and that is what it is. But these stocks kind of look good. They look good. Anyways, that's the whole video. Make sure you guys join the Discord. We're doing a giveaway at 250 to 300 members. Kind of still deciding. So the Discord will either be closed at like 250 to 300 members. I think we're at 235 right now, so about 15 spots left. Maybe I'll increase it to 300. We'll kind of see. So next 15 people, get in there. The link will be in the comments in the description, and try to be active. Try to contribute. If you're just gonna join and like not do anything, then like why even join? You know what I mean? And I've seen like some people like just talk, like I guess they're frustrated, and I guess they just want to vent, but they just come in and like talk some bullshit, and like I mean, you're gonna get kicked for that like instantly. So anyways, I love having you guys in there. I love chatting with you and sharing TA, and a lot of you guys are really, really cool. There's some other people that are great at technical analysis in there as well, and they share their work. So anyways, make sure you join that. Make sure to check me out on x.com at Mr. Gains. You can see my username right up here in this tab, Mr. Gains. So I post updates on there and make some jokes too as well. So anyways, just want to do a quick update for you guys, and that's all from me. So I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.